Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Jerry. I'd like to start with a short meditation. I don't know if you have heard of Metta meditation. Have you? Some of you might have heard. Meditation of loving kindness. Yeah. It's out of 40 concentration meditations. There are concentration meditation and there are insight meditation. And concentration meditation has 40 different things that help you to purify your mind and sharpen your mind and improve your ability to respond to things in life. So those are called samatha meditation. So I'd like you to start with Metta meditation, since I'm supposed to talk about Metta. Meditation basically means cultivating the mind. So Metta meditation means cultivating the mind to think in terms of Metta or act in terms of Metta. So I find my way to sit. Maybe that's
Or a
it.
chair?
No, that's fine.
Want me to move this off?
That's fine.
Want to just move this off?
That's fine. Please keep your back straight for a short time. We go about 5-10 minutes sometimes. And try to relax your muscles as much as you can. Relax. And try to relax all your main muscles like back muscles, neck muscles, and so on. Just pay attention to your breath for a short time. Just watch the way you breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Short breath. A deep breath. Now let us turn our mind away from the breath and focus on generating kindness for yourself, and then extend it to family members and relatives and friends and other beings. recite a formula and you follow that same thought pattern. When I say, may I be happy, try to wish yourself happiness and good health, freedom from frustration, and so on. May I be happy. May I be well. Just try to visualize yourself as a happy person, healthy person, a person who is free from frustration and anger and so on. May I be happy. May I be well. Let us visualize our parents and genuinely wish them good health and happiness. May my parents be happy. May they be well. May my parents be happy and well. Try to visualize your other close family members and from your heart genuinely wish them to be happy people, healthy people and joyful people. May the members of my family be happy and well. May the members of my family, you can visualize them and genuinely expect them to be happy and joyful and free from suffering. May my friends be happy and well. Try to visualize your friends and genuinely expect them to be happy and joyful all the time. Let us try to picture the people in this room sitting with us, and we sincerely wish them good health, happiness, freedom from worries, freedom from anger. May all those who are sitting in this room be happy and well. So we try to visualize all beings wherever they may be, short or tall, two-legged, four-legged, those who are with many legs. May all those beings be free from suffering. May they be happy. May they be well. Try to visualize all of these people, starting from yourself, your parents and family members, may they be happy and well. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they be able to overcome all their problems and fears. May they be able to live comfortably. All through their lives. May I be happy. May I be well. Okay. Thank you very much for joining the exercise. That is an exercise. From Buddhist point of view, all meditation practices are exercises. What you're trying to exercise is certain part of the brain in today's world. In all world, we are trying to change the activities of the certain parts of the mind. But today, we are more focusing on the brain. So we are trying to exercise certain parts of the brain and try to minimize the what we call anger, which is a very strong emotion, and generate more caring. That part of the brain generate more caring. So that is what we were trying to train our mind to do. So we just did it for 5 minutes, but if you do it for several minutes a day, after a while, you will see that you're not getting as upset as you used to be when some other person do something that you don't like. Because this person is something that you want to be happy, and you cannot be unhappy, angry, and still expect him to be happy. So you don't get angry. So then a lot of techniques are there to avoid anger, minimize anger, and actually ultimately the Buddhist goal is to completely eliminate anger from the system. System means mind and body. Yeah? So the Metta means to develop the angerless mind. Anger is, what do you think anger is? Strong, what? Huh? Another word, general word for anger? Huh? Exactly. Huh?
Frustration.
Emotion. Huh? Anger is an emotion, isn't it? So anger is a strong emotion. So basically what the emotion does is make you do something. Move your emotion. No? So you get angry and smash on something. You yell at somebody. You step on something, make a big noise, something that makes someone scared. You know, so that is what we normally do when we have anger. So the opposite of anger is metta, right? So now I just trying to say that may I be happy, may I be well. That means if you are angry at yourself, you don't expect you to be happy and well. So the more you are angry at somebody, you want to wish them harm and unhappiness and frustration. That's what we do. I wish you go to hell, you know. So that's because we don't like them. But now we are trying to tell them, I like my mom, I like my child, you know. I love my child. I love myself. And if I love myself, I love my child, I want them to be happy and healthy and free from worries and running around joyfully and all that, right? So if you have metta for someone, so if I care for my best friend, I don't wish that person, my best friend, to be in trouble. I never wish my best friend to be in trouble, because I wish my best friend, my close friend, to be happy and secure and free from trouble, free from worries, and enjoying life, because that's my friend. But if I have a person who I really don't like, do I have the same attitude towards this person? No. Right? So that is a different attitude. So metta is actually attitude, it's an emotion basically. It's also an attitude towards other person, other people. But most importantly, yourself. Huh? So if you are not nice to you, you cannot expect you to be nice to someone else. So therefore, when we practice metta, it's generally translated as, what is the word? Loving kindness. Because this is the best word that British people, about 100 years ago, when they tried to translate this word, metta, Buddhist word, Buddha used the word metta so many times in his 45 years of teaching. And he constantly emphasized the people to cultivate metta. And this is the benefit, these are the benefits that you are getting out of cultivating metta. Your life is going to be so easy, so joyful and so comfortable if you practice metta. If you practice the opposite, your life is going to be so miserable all the time. If you see an angry person, they are basically very miserable people, right? So then if you have metta, they are basically joyful people, and whatever goes wrong somewhere nearby, he can handle it, she or she can handle it. Why? Because it's easy to accept that thing. Because somebody make a mistake, so my best friend make a mistake, and I'm in his side and I'm trying to cover him and protect him from others looking bad at him, you know, negatively at him. Because he's my best friend. So if someone else do something that is harmful and wrong, if I have the same attitude towards that person, just like I have the very friendly attitude towards my own best friend or good friend, then I don't get upset about that person doing the mistake, you know. That is why when somebody cut you off on the freeway or something, normally you get angry, but if it's my good friend who is in a hurry to go to the airport, I think I'm coming up with an excuse for him, why he's doing this, you know, because that's my friend. So if you have metta, you always come up with a good excuse for the other person, because you care for that person. So loving kindness is a word that British could come up with at that time, and that was not a bad translation, but that does not really represent the meaning of the word metta. It could mislead. So you can say love, some people call it love. love is not a very good word in the West because I love ice cream. The same ice cream. You know, I love my girlfriend. If that's contaminated with a little bit sensuality. So if it is contaminated with sensuality, that is not metta. But the Christian love, probably, which is so free from all contaminations, if it is agape or something, you know, and then that may be very close to metta. But metta is a person's ability to care for other person. Where does it come from? That's the most important thing. Why cannot I care for the other people now when I have some things to do? I have no time for somebody else. Because, what is the word? What is the reason for that I have no time for the other person when I have something more important to do? Selfishness, self-centeredness. So the self-centeredness is the cause of all suffering. Whatever the suffering that you are experiencing, underneath, somewhere there, is self-centeredness. This is what the Buddha discovered 2,600 years ago. If there is self-centeredness in our system, we are bound to suffer in many different occasions throughout our life. Right? We are not going to be able to handle the negative experiences in our lives because of our self-centered thinking. Because if I don't like what you are saying, I'm not going to be too comfortable. If I don't like the way that you dress when you come to the church, I'm not going to be comfortable. I'm not happy because this person dressed wrong, you know. But if I think that this is my friend, I like her to wear whatever she likes to wear, you know. And I'm happy that she's wearing a very short dress to the church. That's what makes her happy. So that way I'm not suffering here in the church, you know, as a minister, you know. So it doesn't bother you. If anything bothers you, that means something that is clashing with your own personal interest and what is really happening out there. So that creates conflicts, friction. If there is a friction, then you are bound to suffer, right? So what the Buddha found out was, the more you practice metta, that is another easier way to reduce your intensity of your self-centeredness. You know, first Buddha found out, he came up with many different ways of reducing self-centeredness. What did he want to reduce actually? What did he want to help you to reduce? Huh? Exactly. The Buddha's main thing is, I guarantee you that I can help you to reduce your suffering. And this is how it happens. And these are the techniques that you can use to reduce suffering by reducing the cause of suffering. So he found out, okay, if you practice metta, your life is going to be so smooth. Why? What is metta means? I am happy about you. You know, I'm happy. I want you to be happy as I am happy myself. So, right? I want you all to be happy. So that if I am paying attention to the need of the others, so they asked me to somebody called me and asked me some help, asking a question or something. But if I have something more important for me at that moment, I want to cut that person off as early as possible. See, because something important for me. I don't have time for the other person. So that happens all the time. But if I'm a person with more metta, my thing that I'm going to type a letter or send an email to my friend or something, maybe some urgent message, but I think, okay, I can do it later, but I want to pay more attention to the need of this person. So that comes from my metta. So if I pay more attention to the needs of the other person than my own need, that means I'm less self-centered. I'm less selfish. So later on, you don't look around and say, oh, I shouldn't have answered that phone call and spent so much time because I miss my thing. I don't have that worry because metta is preventing me from being unhappy about my paying attention to the need of the other person. For example, the mother is the Buddha's #1 example for the proper metta attitude. You know, metta, Buddha take the mother. The mother's mind towards her own child, suppose it's the only child, no? And at that moment, mother does not think that I am more important than this child is. There's no difference. This is me, myself, this person's self, these two selves. No difference. So, a mother would have very strong, loving, caring attitude towards the son. If somebody pee on your lap, you're going to be furious. But this person peed on your lap all the time, no, it doesn't matter. No worries, no upset, never. See? And that is attitude, you know. And they take all the time. They take you to, take them to piano class, and swimming class, and this class, that class, and shopping, and do everything. And somebody else would look at that those kids are taking advantage of this mother. So, and does the mother think like that? Mother doesn't think that these kids are taking advantage of it. But I would look at them and say, somebody else would look at them and say, oh, this person, these kids are taking advantage. That woman is constantly cooking, cleaning, washing clothes. These 16-year-old girls, and this mother is still washing her clothes, doing the laundry. And I would say, you know, but mother would say, no, I want them to study and, you know, do well in the school. I do the laundry, they do this, you know. But I would say, no, they can do this, they can do also this. So that's how we see it. So the more metta you have, the more caring you have, less self-centered you are, more happy you are. So this is how it works. So now, what is the opposite of the caring? Is a very strong emotion. Metta is a very strongest wholesome emotion is metta. Out of all the emotions that we can have, we have all kinds of emotions. If you ask Dr. Kamela, she would give you the list of emotions that we go through. Out of all the emotions, the most healthiest emotion for any human being is metta. But emotion always make you do something. So when the kids are coming home, 3 o'clock, they come home, and the mother would think that besides lunch or other things, make something that the kids like, some chocolate chip cookies or something. And before they come home, by 2:30, 3, she makes something. She doesn't even think too much. She just do it. Our grandmothers, you know, some grandmothers always do something nice for other people. So they don't even think that I'm doing something big. So they just do it. It comes from that emotion of true caring. So if you do something for someone, that means you have a lot of caring for that person. But only one-to-one caring is good, but if you can care for more than one people, Your ability to care is your skill. That's a skill, no? Your skill of caring for others is a little bit more advanced. But if you can have 10 people, like if you have 10 kids in the family, this mother is very capable mother, capable of loving. She has to love all 10 kids same way. That's the hardest part. The same way she has to. She loves. She not what is it called? Discrimination? No. What is another word?
Our favoritism.
Huh?
Favoritism.
Huh? No favoritism. It's the same. So it's a very hard one. But it is natural for her because it's cultivated. From the day one that you start having the baby, you are developing the ability to care. So what we tried to do was, earlier, tried to develop the ability to care. Okay, that's, we constantly say, instead of, I hate my maths teacher, right? I hate this one, I hate that. Now I say, I love this person, I love this person. I wish that person is healthy. You know, I hate means I want that person to be in hell, suffer, any way that I can think of. But allow means I don't want that person to be unhappy, healthy, in trouble, or anything like that. That's what, when I say, I love this person. May this person be free from suffering, my mom. So you can see, you see this patient at the hospital, you go back home and spend a few minutes and say, I saw this person, may he be happy, may he be healthy, may he be able to get out of the hospital and go home and have a good time with his friends. You're thinking like this, you're training that part of the brain, at least a very minimum way, to develop some metta in you, develop some selflessness in you. One side developing selflessness, the other side developing metta, same thing. So metta is a very powerful emotion that we all have for some extent. That is why we are actually pretty decent people. All of us retired are pretty decent people. If you don't have metta, you are very animalistic, meaning not in the sense that animals are bad, but you're not refined. You're always trying to get the best for yourself, regardless of what happened to the others. But we are not like that. When we go to the line, we don't cut the line and go to the front. At least that much metta we have, by law or something, we are doing it. Otherwise, what we do is we just go straight to push everybody else as much as you can and get your thing done and go. So if you have metta, and that's why we say, you go first, you go first. Even in the grocery line, if you see someone has only one thing, you have 10 things, you look around and you say, please go first. Have you done it? That means you have metta. If you didn't have metta, you never would do it. And there are a lot of people who don't have enough metta to do something simple like that. So, but people like us are people a lot of metta. So this is this is I thinking. It's called I making. Buddha used the word I making. We constantly think in terms of I, me, mine, right? Ahankara, mamankara. Ahankara means I making, mamankara means mind making. This is my son should go to college. I don't care if your son go to college or not, that's not important to me. Right? That is limited metta, very limited metta, because my son is equal to me, So, I want to be successful. I don't care what you and your son do. See? So, if I think in terms of I, that most of the time some people constantly talk about I, me and mine. At that time, Buddha would say, this person is very self-centered person. We all say that, right? Buddha don't have to say it. You say that. Self-centered person. Because that person is thinking I, me and mine. But if you can think of, if can think of the other person, so few months later, your intensity of I is gone down, your metta is gone up. This is metta. This is parallel. Huh? So metta is going up, the self-centeredness is going down. It's not a magic or anything. This is day-to-day thing. The Buddha saw it as while it is happening. And one Buddha saw, okay, when you are self-centered, your son is going to college, is happy, your son cannot go to college, but other person's son go to college, and then you are not too happy. Sometimes, what happened? How does it come out? Huh? Jealousy. You come out as jealousy. That's anger, right? Jealousy is part of the opposite of metta. We talk about that later. So the jealousy is a very common part of self-centeredness. But if you have metta, there's no way that you can have jealousy. For example, two girls are going to a party, and one girl dressed so nicely and so well. This person don't have or didn't think of putting on some nice clothes for this particular event, but the other person is doing it, and she's getting all the attention, and she looks nice and all that. What happened to the other girl? Normally jealousy. Some kind of jealousy arises in the other girl's mind. Unless that other girl is her friend, a good friend. If the other girl is her good friend, when she is dressed up nicely and everybody is giving attention to her, this person is actually happy because my friend is getting a lot of attention from all the boys or something. So this is happy. But if there's no metta, there is jealousy. Means, what is behind jealousy? Anger. Anger. Behind jealousy is anger. So now, the Buddha came up with another little exercise. Okay, sit here and train yourself. Aham avero homi. This is something for you to remember. Don't need it. These words you don't need, but it's good mantra. Huh? You know, remember in the 60s, you go and pay money and get a mantra from somebody. This is a great mantra.
Okay.
Aham avero homi. Aham means I. Avero means free from anger. Homi means become. I'm going to be free from anger. I'm going to be free from anger. I'm going to be an angerless person. You are visualizing yourself. Huh? So you put this into your system over and over and over, and that become part of your system. Moment you get angry, it reminds you, oh, don't get angry. You're not supposed to get angry. So then that girl who got jealous about the other girl, no, don't think in those terms, because I'm supposed to be happy for her. See, not angry for her. So you put this into your system, because okay, all the emotions. Where does these emotions come from?
Mind.
Huh?
Mind.
Mind is good, very good. All the emotions are coming from mind. So, why this emotion and why not this emotion? Huh?
From your past.
Based on what those emotions are arising?
Perception.
Huh?
Your perception.
Correct, very good. Where does the perception come from? If you have gone through a lot of tough time while you're growing up, right? That is prior experience. And now are you going to be a happy person? This person's basic emotion is anger. So this child, if this child was abused from the childhood, not enough love, lot of punishments and lot of hard time and no food to eat, everybody else has nice food and eats now, we look at this, I don't have anything. What happened? That's prior experience. Some people are very lustful and that's a strong emotion and they couldn't control sometimes. And when you cannot control your anger, there's a possibility that you end up in jail or mental hospital. Uncontrollable anger is going on. So either way it could go. The lust is also like that. If the lust is too strong, you could end up in the mental hospital or jail. It's possible. That's how strong it is. Anyway, so that is not what we want. So where is the lust coming from? Again, same thing. Your past experiences. Your past experiences make you very strongly attached to sounds, very strongly attached to form, very strongly attached to smell, very strongly attached to taste. That's what you call lust. Huh? So it comes from your previous experiences. So if your previous experiences are not very refined, there's a possibility that, if you hear this, some high school boys attack this girl as a group or gang or something, out of maybe 100 kids in the same party, only 2, 3, 4, 5 people were caught for doing something like that. What happened was, in that case, they are not angry people, but they were a little bit more towards lust. So, opportunity was there, then their inclination to take that opportunity was high, so they took the opportunity and get into trouble. So that's what happened when we see these newspapers, you have seen it many times, right? So there's some few kids, out of all the other kids, get into trouble. So some are full of, stronger intensity of anger is higher, some intensity of anger is lower. That is based on experience. So experience means what? What does the experience means? Based on my experience, I think this is this. I'm sure this is not this, based on my experience. What does that mean? Huh? Yes. Huh?
Beliefs. Interpretation.
Beliefs is right, interpretation is both are right, but
Perception.
perception is right. Huh?
Subjective truth.
Yes. Subjective, that is also subjective. Meaning what? Based on what I have in my system already. That is what you call your perception. That is what did you say?
Beliefs.
Your beliefs. What you have in your system already. If I never heard about Jesus or God as a Buddhist growing up in Sri Lanka with no attention no interest, no attention, and no knowledge, and we don't think God created the world, God is loving you, Jesus is loving you. We don't even think, we don't have that belief, right? It didn't grow up. That was not in my system. That means I was not exposed enough to have that belief in my system. So, whatever you exposed and you retained, if your grandma tells you, if you do this, God is going to punish you, keep saying the same thing 100 times, it sinks into my system. And now I think, if I do this, God is going to get upset. But if I never heard it, if I never installed it in my system, if I didn't register, do I think like that? No. So all the emotions are coming from what you were exposed to in the past, right? Good parents, if they want the healthy kids, healthy means if you are overly angry, not healthy. Overly lustful, not healthy. Overly stupid, not healthy, right? So those are basic things. But great parents want their children to not to expose to certain things, but to expose to certain other things. So that if you are getting exposed to wholesome things, basically wholesome things, number one wholesome thing is what? Number one wholesome thing. Huh? You are getting exposed to it. Dharma. Dharma. Dharma means how things work. I'm not telling you what Buddha taught or anything like that. I'm telling you in my mind, my system and your system, this is how it works. And so this is Dharma. Dharma has nothing to do with religion. See, Dharma, we call it Buddha Dharma. The Buddha taught how life works. When this happens, this happens. If you have bad experiences in the past, negative experiences, rough experiences in the past, this child is definitely going to be an angry person. That's Dharma. It's a principle. That's how it works, and there's no other choice. If this child was exposed to only bad things for a long time, this child is going to be an angry person. But this child also got exposed to a lot of other things, a lot of nice things, because he or she got to spend a lot of time with this temple or church or something where he get a lot of love from everybody, all the members. Now this person who only got negative experiences, rough experiences, this person who got rough experiences but some nice experiences also, because he happened to be in the church environment, he or she, most of the time. She got a lot of love also. And this person is same? No. Two different conditions, two different changes, based on what dose of this, what dose of this person got. So this person's anger is much less intense compared to this person. And this person has a lot of tendency to love also, because he saw love coming to him or her from a lot of other church members. Right? So he has memories of love. So all the emotions are coming from memories. If you didn't didn't get exposed to all these things, it doesn't go to memory. Reading a book, you get exposed to information, right? And listening to a talk, you get exposed to information. But how many of that information do you retain? That's very important, no? So there are certain information you cannot resist. If somebody beat you, if somebody put a gun on your head, can you forget? in 2 days, 3 days? No, not easy. So, what is the word I said? Memories. So the past experiences is here in terms of memories. What did you say the word?
Beliefs.
Beliefs. Beliefs is a result of memories. What did you say? What's the word you said?
Interpretation.
Interpretation. My interpretation is coming from my memories. Okay, this is the word. Very important word for us. Okay, what is the Buddhist word for this? Memory equal. Any Buddhist?
Jerry?
No. He said. No, he knows the word. I know. He won't say it. I don't want him to say it. I want you to think hard. You know the word.
Dharma?
Every one of you know. Huh?
Karma? Karma.
Exactly. This is karma. Karma means whatever you expose to, whatever you are retaining in your system, whatever you have in your system that develop your perception, that's all. This is what we call karma. Right? So now most of the people think what goes around comes around. That is also karma too, but this is the real karma. This is what the Buddha taught. So as long as you have a negative memory in there is a negative effect on it. So if you have a positive memories, positive result. Karma is one word. But there is another word that always go with it. But we always mix it. In the West, we always mix these two words. Karma and karma. This is another word that goes with it. Can you read it? What is the word? Vipaka. Karma and karma vipaka. Karma is what is in your memory. Karma vipaka means how you are going to interpret the next new experience. It's going to be happy experience or unhappy experience. Vipaka means result. Vipaka means result of karma. Karma and the result of karma. See the difference? Don't mix the two things. Karma is what is in your system. Karma vipaka is how you experience the result of what you have. So if you have very good memories, lot of good memories in your system, your world is going to be a happy world. You know, because he did good karma, good things come to his life. That's all what it means. Huh? If we have a lot of bad karma, bad experiences, bad memories, his life is going to be so miserable. That's all. So it's not a magic or anything. It's not a divine rule or anything. If you have in the system, if you have a lot of, unhealthy stuff in your body, you are bound to experience illnesses, different illnesses. There's no other way. See? And the same thing. Bad karma, bad karma vipaka. Good karma vipaka. See? Now what we are trying to do is try to take a break, but another way to aham avero homi, that's what we meant. Aham, me, I, avero, free from, homi, become. I will be free from anger. I am going to be free from anger. I am free from anger. Whatever all that meanings are there. There is another Metta meditation. Another one way to practice Metta. Another way to practice loving kindness. all what you're trying to do is to give you a karma, to perceive yourself, because whatever the memory make you perceive different things in a different way. This karma that you're putting into your system is going to perceive yourself as a person who is free from anger. As a result, life is going to be rosy-fold. Guaranteed. Yeah, so we sit down here. May I be free from anger. So another way. May I be an angerless person. May I be an angerless person. Something like that. Huh? This is a Metta meditation. May I be free from anger. Metta, as long as anger is there, there is no Metta. So the more Metta, less anger. See, that's what you do. We come back and do that meditation again, and we read some stuff.
In the gymnasium, there's water, tea, coffee.
We have no too much of self to get hurt. I start the mantra and you can follow it. No? I recite about 2 times and then the 3rd time you can get in. Aham averomi. Aham averomi. Aham Try to visualize yourself as a person who is free from anger, and also try to carve this idea into your system, into your memory bank. So when you carve this idea into your memory bank, when you store it deeply, it becomes your reality. So you are an angerless person, you are a hateless person, you don't get easily angry. So that is the picture that you are creating of yourself, and that's what you're going to be. So that is a person of Metta. You are trying to make yourself a person of Metta. Aham averomi. Aham averomi. Aham averomi. Aham averomi. Thank you very much. I think you can hear the resonance, and when you can go home, you can try it. aham avero homi. When you get angry, you recite it in your mind and don't let your anger grow too much. And so it prevents you from a lot of pain that generates from anger. So relating to your loved ones, your husband, your wife, when they do something wrong, you get angry, say something wrong, you get angry, but you say, I'm not wrong. So that means you remind yourself. It's like a shock therapy, It's not what you're supposed to be. Okay, so then the metta is the opposite of anger. Anger is an emotion, metta is the opposite emotion. Now this is the base emotion. Loving kindness or the metta, your ability to care. Metta comes from the word mitta. Mitta means friend. Metta means friendly attitude, friendliness. Metta. So, mitta is friend. Metta is the mental state that is taking place in between two friends. That's what metta is. So it's nothing divine or anything. It's a basic human emotions. But basic humans, like average humans, are very angry type. Because we have gone through a lot of things that we don't like in our life. So therefore, majority of us are angry type people. Only few of us go through beautiful experiences when we are growing up. If you are lucky to have nice parents who are capable of loving you and giving you not everything you want, but making your life easy and comfortable, and giving you the wisdom. I was telling that if you are a smart parent, number one thing that you can give you is the knowledge. But out of all the knowledge of how life works is very important knowledge. That is what we call dharma. So if the parents take you to church or the temple, especially the Buddhist temple, you directly get the cream of dharma. Other churches also you get some dharma. It's not that they are not giving you any dharma. They are giving you some sort of knowledge about how life works. But when you come to the Buddhist temple, that's all what you get, and nothing but what you get, So the Buddha taught dharma means Buddha taught how life works, see? And now what I want to say this time is, out of all the healthy emotions, the most base emotion is metta, right? Metta is the thing that occurs if I'm a nice person. You know what nice person means? Who is a nice person?
Me.
Yeah. I'm happy for you. Who is a nice person? Huh? Very simple. Now we have already talking about this subject. Nice person is a person who is less self-centered. If you see a nice person anywhere, anytime, if you see that girl is very nice, that means she's very caring. That means she's very selfless. She's not as selfish as other people. So that's what it means. Always remember, nice person means, in simple language we say nice person, right? But from the technical language, that person is a very selfless person. That's all what it means. So now, the nice metta makes you a nice person, right? Metta makes you a nice person. Less self-centered you are, nicer person you are, right? Okay. There are other emotions that arise in you. sometimes. But this is not metta, but it is coming out of metta. You know, if you have water that you put into a glass that you drink water, when it's frozen, when it is there, that water has a, drinking water glass is like this. Suppose this is a glass, regular glass that you put water into here, this one. So if you have a glass like this, look like a wine glass, So this wine glass, this water is different shape. This one is like a box shape. This is like a U shape, and this wine glass is a different shape. Water put in here is like a V shape, right? Can you see? But appearance is like this. This water is U shape. This water is V shape. This water is box shape, right? Square. But the water is exactly the same, right? Now, what happened when your best friend had an accident or something, car accident or something terrible, something bad, something in trouble? Forget the accident. Very serious headache or something. This is your friend, your daughter. You have a daughter?
Yeah.
No, you have a daughter, yes. That's why you're a nice person. If your daughter gets sick, if your daughter is having fun, you have metta all the time, and you want to make cookies for her, and you want to take her to class, and you want to make sure that that teacher, you are getting calligraphy, teaching lessons from that teacher, all that things. But the day that you find out your child is very sick, something goes on in your head, very, very rough time, very difficult time, not smooth. What you want to do is to somehow get this child out of suffering, meaning pain of fear, pain of fever, pain of that particular illness, pain that she experiencing from the cut she experienced. Do whatever she wants to take her to the hospital, call the doctor, or go to the pharmacy and find something. Do whatever you want to do, you have to do at that time, you do, right? And what is that? That is the same emotion as love. Of course, it's coming out of love. If she doesn't love the child, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Very simple. It doesn't matter for her. If the other person got car accident, I look at this person, oh my goodness, he's hurt, and I keep driving, gone. But if it's my best friend, someone I really care, do I do the same thing? No. I go turn to your right and park your car and get off the car and try to do whatever you can do. I cannot pull because accident is, I'm not well prepared to take this person out, so I call the ambulance, I call the fire, whatever that, brigade and all that. See? What is that? That is a very emotional person. That time you get so emotional. Right? It's a very strong emotion. When you are emotional, you act on the emotion, right? Every time when you are emotional, you are angry, you hit that, whatever, yell at the person. So in this case, you are emotional, you act on the emotion. What is the effect of the emotional action? To alleviate the pain that person, your friend, the one you care is experiencing. Right? Okay, that's another emotion. That emotion is not necessarily metta, but the metta turned into this one. This is metta. Now it's a V shape. U shape. What is that called? That emotion is called karuna. Karuna. Karuna means, what's the word? Compassion. You always hear the word, right? Compassion, compassion, compassion. Compassion means your strong desire to take the pain out of the person next to you, person that you care. So that's all what karuna means. If you see that so many people who are suffering because these people are just have a different color, black, and this one man started looking at why these people, all of these people are experiencing so much suffering just because of their color of the skin, and this person start doing something, writing and reading and going to places and become an activist, human rights activist. Who make a human rights activist? Good person with compassion. Mandela. Thousands of people go to see him, President of the United States and President of this country, President of that country, all go to respect Mandela. Why? Because he had compassion. If he didn't have metta, he will never have compassion. He had metta for all his fellow African people. So he had metta. So the Buddha has ultimate compassion for all beings. Why? Because he opened his eyes. Every being is experiencing so much suffering compared to his standard, that how beautiful the life could be, he knows, and he look at these people. So much suffering. He has so much metta. Because of so much metta, he has so much karuna. Because of so much karuna, what does he do? He never sleeps. He sleeps a short 2 hours or something at night, and get up early in the morning, look at the world, who need my help for the best, and he attend immediately. First thing in the morning, he get into a trance called trance of great compassion. First thing in the morning, early morning. This is 4:35. So he look at the world. Who could use my help the best? So he immediately attend to that person. Even for one person, if he can save from suffering, he would attend to that. So 45 years constantly going from village to village and village to village, he could do the best. He did the best thing he could do to eliminate the suffering of all beings. What is that? Sharing the Dharma. Dharma is the medicine. Medicine for the dumb mind is the Dharma. Right? So, the more ignorant you are, more suffering you are experiencing. So, what you need is the wisdom. So, knowledge. So, Buddha kept giving the knowledge and eliminated the ignorance as much as he could. All 45 years. And now it's still going on until today. His compassion is the one that is working. So, this is karuna. But if you go to Sri Lanka, here in Yoroshinshu temple, you know karuna more. But you don't hear metta, right? But in Sri Lanka or Thailand, you hear metta more, and karuna also. My teacher, when the top teacher, top teacher in Sri Lanka, he start the Dharma talk always in the national television, and Tunloka Maitri Jalen Temavadala. So that means Apage Tiloguru Samma Sambuddharajanan Mahanse. Our Buddhajan, we don't say just Buddha, Buddharajanan Mahanse, Buddha, the King, the Lord, and all that, those words are there, who sprinkle the whole three world with the sprinkler of Metta. What's that? The water that comes from this, it's called mist of the shower like, huh? Showered the whole world with the water of Metta. Water of Metta. That's how he started. Metta is the one he used most than Karuna. But this is immediate the same. If you have, see this, if you get all these 50 people, we have 50 different levels of improvement of cultivation of Metta. In other words, someone's Metta is much higher than the other person's Metta. In other words, that person who has more Metta can embrace more people. And person who has less Metta can embrace less people. But our effort is to embrace all beings. Buddha has embraced all beings. So his Metta is for all beings. So this water jar is full to the brim, all the way to the brim. That's Buddha's Metta. This is our Metta, is like this much or something like this. So that means our self-centeredness is very high too at the same time. No? So see this much of Metta means this much of self-centeredness. See? And if I have this much of Metta, my self-centeredness is only this much. So you can accept other people. So this is the same. So Metta and Karuna means always your desire to help someone, your desire to free someone from suffering. If I see that, we try to find scholarship money for poor people in Sri Lanka and those countries. As I have rich friends, I get some money and I give it to people when I go to Sri Lanka who are very sharp, good students but no money because parents are very poor and family is poor. So you give a scholarship, right? So why do I do that? I have Metta for them. By have Metta for them, I go to Sri Lanka, I see them suffering from not having enough support to go to school. That's the suffering, no? So I want to make their lives a little easier. I pull some $50, $60 and give it to them. There's a big money there, right? So that is Metta, action of Metta. That's Karuna, because of Karuna. Okay, so the other emotion is what? What is the other emotion that make you do things? So Karuna make me do things. I collect money from rich people, give it to the poor people. Robin right? Okay. So that is Karuna is doing it. No? So another emotion. Another action that we take when somebody is...
Compassion?
The compassion we got, this is compassion. Metta is caring, Karuna is compassion. Empathy is close, what does that mean?
Kindness.
Empathy is, what is the meaning of empathy? We have no time. Hurry up. Huh?
Generosity?
Generosity is this one. We can close. Yeah. When someone is doing well and you are very happy. If my best friend is wearing nice clothes and getting a lot of attention, I am the one who is happy. If your son is going to medical school, who is happy? The mother is the one who is happy. Right. So the happy for the other's success, happiness for others' success, that is called sympathetic joy. You are joyful about the success of others. That is also a very strong emotion. Why do you want to have a surprise birthday party? you go through a lot of trouble to put up a birthday party for someone. If you don't like that person, if you don't care for that person, are you going through all this trouble to make a surprise birthday party for this person? No, right? You have metta for this person. If you don't have metta for this person, you don't know. You don't do it. You want your daughter's or son's wedding, your best friend's wedding, to be the finest wedding that makes her happy or him happy, the boy happy, the girl happy, whatever, the bride or the groom happy. So you are trying your best to make that wedding the perfect wedding possible. So you are taking action. Karuna make you take action. Metta make you take action. Right? Mudita make you take action. I hear so and so is graduated from college with honors. If you are a good grandma, what do? Do you care for your grandson, your granddaughter? You go to the store and find a nice card and write a few nice words and put $100 check and mail it. That is out of metta. Mudita. This is called mudita. This is called sympathetic joy, not a good word. Mudita. Empathy is not a very good word either. Mudita is the same emotion, same metta, turned into something else. But it's a situational only. This only the situation. When this situation is there, this situation is there. But metta is all situations, caring is always there. Metta, karuna, mudita. Then we all have emotions. Right? Good or bad. If you practice metta, we are emotionally very nice people. Healthy emotions. Metta, karuna, mudita, all those are healthy emotions. Because these emotions never make you unhappy, make you sad, make you frustrated. These emotions make you always a happy, normal person. If you can do something to take your child who is having fever to the hospital, you are happy. You don't even know you are happy. Just by being able to take the child to the hospital, you are happy. And make your child meet the doctor on time, you are happy. And if you can give some money to the poor students to go to school, you are happy. So that's karuna. And these are never generate pain, basically. Yeah? This one is the last and other emotion that we go through, but it's a tough emotion, right? This one is basically called equanimity. What is equanimity means?
Non-discrimination.
Non-discrimination, not judging, right? If I have good whole bunch of friends, I don't judge them. But if I don't like them, they are not my friends, I judge them all the time. But if I take you all as my friends, I should be able to, because I have been a monk for a long time. So I should be able to take everyone in the room as my best friend. So that means I should not judge you no matter what. Good minister cannot judge the members. Because they are his members. His members means he is embracing everyone as his family. That's what I'm trained to. When I became a monk, 10 years old, I'm supposed to take everyone in the congregation as my family. So my mother cannot call me son. My sister cannot call me brother. But they have to call me Bhante. That time, tiny Bhante. I was so little. But I can call my mom, I can call her mom, I can call her grandma. I call every grandma, every auntie, every mummy. See, everyone, sister, I never call anyone by name directly. I say sister so-and-so, or brother so-and-so, uncle so-and-so. That's how I used to call. So what I'm been trained is to see everyone in the congregation as my family. So that is metta. So if you have a family, you have the love and affection and caring for them. So that is how we are trained. So when I go to any congregation, I should be able to see, because of my training, see everyone as my friends. So I should have metta for everyone. In anyone is in trouble for husband-wife problem, family problem, they are going to get a divorce and they come to talk to me and they are in trouble. So immediately what I have is, I have the desire to listen to these people and get these people and counsel these people and somehow put them together and get going for the rest of their life, together. So that is the effort that I should do. That comes from karuna, right? So the upekkha is non-discrimination. Non-discrimination means non-judging, not judging anyone. So we said, two children, equally treat the two children, mother, non-discrimination, right? And then 10 children, mother has to equally distribute their love and not judge. This child is very good at singing, so I love him more, and this child is not too smart, and I don't think I love him. Don't think, mother is not like that. Mother is equally treat everyone. That is upekkha. So now when the Buddha's mind is full of metta, then his mind is full of upekkha. Right? Upekkha is a very cold-like thing, but actually it's very, very warm emotion. Upekkha is. So this person come after killing 999 people to the Buddha, and these people bring nice meal for the Buddha. Buddha look at both of them and have equal metta for both. This person who just killed 999th person and come to see the Buddha is equal. That's what Shonin says. What is that? In the Tanisha. So no difference. Upekkha. Good mother has to have upekkha, but upekkha is also coming from this one. If you don't have metta, you cannot have upekkha. So very difficult situation, you cannot take sides. When one child is happy and winning, the two children of the mother plays a game and one loses, one wins, both are coming towards the mother, one is crying and unhappy, one is jumping up and down for winning to the mother. Whose side the mother should take? Huh? I don't know, but the mother would say, what do your mother would say? Get away from me, can't you see I'm busy? See, that's the only way to handle it. Yeah. See, that's upekkha. But it's very hard for the mother to do that, but mother does it. That's the only way to handle it. So the Buddha's upekkha is, Buddha is not emotional. Anything that Buddha does is not because of emotions. We do things, good things, because of emotion. We go do caring things, compassionate things, and things of love, sympathetic joy out of emotional push. But Buddha does not do it. Buddha does not get emotional. We cry. When your daughter gets sick, you cry. At the same time, you attend, right? And sometimes you get emotional even when your son get into medical school, and get emotional and you cry, start shedding tears. So that things happen. But the Buddha's case is not done with emotions. Okay, so these are the 4 wholesome emotions of a good human being, wholesome emotions that we have. We all have Metta, we all have Karuna, we all have Mudita, we all have Upekkha. But the problem is, what is the problem we have? Not enough, exactly. Too narrow, too limited. Too limited, still too self-centered. So we are not trying to let us open ourselves up. So that is the sad thing. So what the Buddhist is saying is, now you read the paper. You have a paper? Yeah?
Right here?
Yeah. Yeah, look at it and see. Page 25. Can you see? The first part is the basic characteristic of a person who has metta. The contented, easily satisfied, with limited duties and unburdened livelihood, those are all different characteristic of a person who has metta, but this is the main attitude of the person. One should not commit the slightest wrong wishing. Number 3, the Gatha number 3. One should not commit the slightest wrong that the wise might censor, wishing, may there be happiness and security, may all beings be happy. That's the attitude we should have. Whatever beings there are, whether feeble or strong, tall or short, large, medium or small, microscopic or mammal, living none, seen or unseen, living near or far away, born or to be born, may all beings be happy. Let one not deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither in anger nor in ill will, should one wish another harm. Okay, that is us who are practicing, who have practiced. Just as a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so one should cultivate the limitless concern for all living beings. The mother can have this attitude only for her 2 kids or 3 kids or 5 kids, but Buddha is saying cultivate limitless concern for all living beings. What is the other part of that? Yeah. No.
Oh, that's all we have.
Oh. No. The second part of this page. This sutta, this is only the half of the sutta. It says...
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Without... I can read it for you. I read it for you since I have it. Okay, just as a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so, one should cultivate a limitless concern for all living beings. That is being a good Buddhist, that is practicing Buddhist. Extend loving kindness throughout the world without limitation. It's not, limitation means this is us Buddhist, they are Christians, they are this, we are that. Those are the limitations that we have. Without limitation, above, below, and across, free of obstruction, enmity, or hostility. Okay, whether standing, walking, sitting, or lying down, one should diligently sustain this mindfulness. This is called sublime living. Sublime living, no? Without holding on to narrow views, but being endowed with broad vision. As long as we hold on to narrow views, we are Japanese, they are not Japanese. We are Buddhist, they are Mormons. We narrow views of ourselves. We always have some excuse to have a narrow view of ourselves. So we put into ourselves different categories. Without holding on to narrow views, but endowed with broad vision. If the vision is broader, so you can exclude more and more people. When the vision is expanded, it becomes prajna. You see, when it's expanded like this, I can see from here to here, but if I further expand it, I can see the whole circle. So that is called seeing the world as in full perspective. So that is what we call wisdom. The wisdom is, this is the narrow view and the wisdom. Avoiding attachment to sense desires, the virtuous are not being born again into this world means free from all suffering. Being born into this world means keep coming back and go through all the frustration and fears. But those who cultivate this to the highest level, so this is diminishing, gradually destroying the self, and finally completely finishing the self. The Buddha does not have self. Buddha is not a selfish person or self-centered person. Buddha is a selfless being. Any enlightened being is a selfless being. So once we cultivate ourselves to a higher degree, as a sophisticated person, your sophistication means you are less and less and less self-centered. So if your self-centeredness come to zero, you are the most sophisticated being on whole earth. Who is that? Enlightened being. What is the word? Buddha. All Buddhas are enlightened beings, right? If we are getting closer, some of us are actually in this audience, this group, including myself, maybe much more selfless. Even Reverend Hirano, after he died one time, he started, okay, what is the life is all about? Do you know his story sometimes? Ask him one day to give him a talk on something. And then he came back and said, life is nothing, so why do I have to be self-centered? So he's not as angry as before. He was already angry. Oh, very scary. When he was young, he could get angry just like this. And now it's very smooth, like a little puppy, So what happened? The self-centeredness was gone down, boom, like this. So that's what we should be. And now, immediate benefits. When you have metta cultivated in your life, that means if I have metta, I take you as my friends, right? When I come here and start giving my talk, I'm not talking to strangers. Oh, I'm not talking to outsiders. You know what that means? I'm not nervous. I don't mind making a little mistake here, a little mistake there. I don't mind making a fool out of myself. Because I see you as my friends. So I can be natural. If I take you, I have no fear. As soon as I am in the midst of strangers, that means I have fear. When you have metta, what is not there is fear. In your mind, there is no fear. That's a very important secret I am giving you. So if you have metta, you have no fear. When you have no fear in the system, when you go to sleep, boom, you fall asleep like a child. That's the number one benefit of having metta. Number one benefit. Good sleep. You fall asleep so well, in deep sleep. When you wake up fresh like a flower, ready to crack a joke first thing in the morning. This is not most of us is not even wake up until get our first coffee, even, right? No, not like that. So you have metta, you are ready to go as soon as you wake up because you have a very good rest in the night. So when you have a deep sleep, you don't see nightmares. See? That's another second benefit. Very important, sukha. Wake up night fresh and no nightmares. So your life is very smooth, and when you go to work, you can function full. Among your friends, you can completely be active and harmonious, and no grouchy, not a grouchy person, something like that. So what are the benefits? Let's read the benefits. This is what the Buddha said. Monks, 11 benefits. There are 11 benefits. Number one, 11 benefits of what? This one word he used, cultivation of loving kindness. He used so many different words for loving kindness. The cultivation. Happily you sleep, happily you awaken. You have no evil dreams, no nightmares. You are dear to humans. Everybody like you because you are fresh and you are happy, ready to go, and you are smiling and you are joyful, and you have so many friends. There's no other way, because if you see that a lot of people hang out with this person, that means he has a lot of metta, he or she. Non-human beings, dear to non-humans means birds, cats and all the other things, and there are, we believe in other beings than human beings. There are all kinds of beings that are invisible to us. Only few beings are visible to us. There are a lot of other beings that are visible to us. So there are a lot of other ones. They are non-human beings. Okay. And Devas protect you. Devas means angels. Angels always are around here and they are watching us. That is what we normally think. That Deva, the word Deva came from this. Deva. Devas are beautiful beings who have done a lot of good karma in the past life. When they die, if they don't become a human being again, they can be reborn in a heavenly existence. Very beautiful features, beautiful bodies, beautiful dresses, beautiful music, beautiful everything. No? That is heavenly beings. It's a heavenly beings. Devas means heavenly beings. Heavenly beings protect you. Fire, poison, weapon cannot touch you, attack you. If somebody shoot you and the bullet goes right by your ear and it doesn't shoot you. Sometimes they come and try to shoot you, the gun doesn't go off. It's power of metta. It's a metta created a shield around you. And wherever we go, there's a shield. Our mind generates a lot of vibration. And that vibration, you see colors, the people take pictures of colors, this is a vibration. So these vibrations generate what you call some kind of
Like an aura.
aura around you. And certain things cannot penetrate that aura. If it's a strong aura, the bullet cannot penetrate those aura. So we may not see it, but Buddha-like person can see immediately this person has this much aura. And this is the positive aura, negative aura on all these, you can see. See we know like some people can see ghosts and constantly get disturbed by seeing this and that. The other people cannot see at all. They are right here and they cannot see. And some other people see, you go to some Navy Army officers memorial service, because he's walking around in the house, wife's thing, alarm goes off in the morning, even the battery's off, even it's not plugged in, the alarm goes off, and things like that happen. And so I went to do a short blessing to send him off to a better place. That is the idea that we have, that we can push them up to another level by transferring positive energy from our mind to somebody else's mind. So we went to the ceremony and we were giving some blessing in the end. And so one lady in the audience is a Caucasian lady. She can see ghosts, but she doesn't say that all the time, but she can see. And we were sitting here, 3 chairs, 3 monks are sitting here, and the audience, they are sitting in the audience, and we are giving a blessing. And she says, she sees the dead general is standing right next to me. And two other people, who was Chinese people, who died in that house, who were the owners of that house a long time ago. That's what somebody believed. But anyway, that woman can see that the general, Army general was standing right behind us. So I could see. So anyway, so where are we?
Devas.
Yeah, Devas protect you. Cannot your countenance becomes serene. All the people who have metta is very attractive. Doesn't have to be beautiful. Nice features is not the thing that attract you. Your grandmother with a lot of wrinkle can attract a lot of people, And so it doesn't always the same, the skin and the hair and the eyes, and those are not the only thing that attract you. But so metta is the one that really attract you. If there's a model who has metta cultivated, that model is a super model. Yeah, and unavoidably, everybody want to see his picture, her picture, and very nice picture. So everybody like you. If the countenance becomes serene, you die with clear mind. Very important, because if you don't die with clear mind, you don't know where direction you go. So if you die very clear mind, with the Buddha in the mind, you are bound to go to the Pure Land. You have to have the Buddha in the mind. That's called Nem Butsu. Nem means thought, the picture, contemplation. Butsu is the Buddha. If the Buddha is in the mind while you're dying, boom, you go to heaven, Pure Land. But otherwise you don't go to Pure Land. If you don't have the Buddha in the mind, if you don't have the faith in the Buddha, there's no chance of going to Pure Land. But if you have pure thoughts, if you are a generally nice person, there's a possibility that you'll be born in a nice place. If you are a very generous person, if you are a caring person, if you are thinking rich means very generous. That's all what thinking rich means. So, if you are not thinking rich, you cannot be generous. You come to the temple and you see the donation box and you take $10 or $50 or $1 based on how rich you think. So if you are a very generous person, you put $100 into the donation box, that means you think you are rich. That's why you put the $100. You may be much poorer than most of the other people in the congregation, but you think rich. So when you die, you'll be reborn in a very nice place. So because you're thinking rich, see, and Okay, so all these 10 benefits are right here. In this life, you can verify yourself. And the last benefit is after death, you are going to be born in what? If you fail to attain the highest perfection, you will still be reborn in the Brahma world. In the Brahma world means even above the divine world. Brahma is almost like a creator God, the ultimate God. So the Brahma, these are called Brahma Vihara. Brahma Vihara means divine thinking, divine emotions. These are the divine emotions. If there is a God, that God has to be loving God, number one, Metta. There has to be a compassionate God, that he has to be a God of mudita and God of upekka. So that is what the Buddha called, and that's why Buddha called this four divine, sublime states of mind. And the Buddha attained it, so the Buddha called, I am the God become. Because I have developed these four things to the fullest, so I am the God become. So if there's any God, that I have surpassed that God's level of metta and level of compassion and karuna and level of mudita and level of upekka. So that's the Buddha. So unsurpassable teacher, unsurpassable human being. So Buddha is not a human being. Somebody asks, are you a human being, or are you a deva, or are you a Brahman? I am none of those things. Why? I am the Buddha. That means I am the one who has cultivated this to the fullest. Not only that, when these are cultivated to the fullest, then the wisdom is cultivated, and the compassion is cultivated to the fullest, and therefore I am not a human being, I am not a divine being. Divine beings are very lustful, very hateful beings. Just because they are having luxury, that does not mean they are superhuman beings. They are just like anybody else. Anger and lust and ignorance, all there. But once you become the Buddha, all that is gone. So you are incomparable. You cannot compare with human beings or divine beings or Brahma beings or any other God. You cannot compare the Buddha. So above all that. So that is what we bow to Buddha, because every time we bow to Buddha, that means we adore you. We adore you means I wish I can be like you. That's why we put the flowers in there. You see the flowers? When you give flowers to a girl, that means I like you. So we offer flowers to the Buddha. Wow, this is amazing. We really want to be like you. I like you. See, that's the idea of offering flowers. So that's why we say our goal is full enlightenment one day. But not now maybe, but we keep striving, one day we attain that. Okay, so that is the basic idea of metta. But what we need to do is we know our metta is limited, but we know that by exercise we can expand, we can improve our metta. The more metta we have, less self-centered we become, less self-centered we are, less suffering we experience, more comfort we experience in day-to-day life. That's all. That's what the Buddha's guarantee is. I make sure that you are free from suffering. So you all become free from suffering. I give you a short blessing for you. Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada satti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada satti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanganubhavena sada sati bhavantu te. May you all be happy and well. Wish you perfect health and a lot of good luck. Thank you very much. Namo Ante. Namo Ante. Namo. Thank you very much.
Thank you.